Well, obviously climate change is a big, scary problem for everyone. But for me, from the perspective of our farm, there are a lot of hopeful, optimistic stories. I think on our farm, we do a bunch of different things to try to tackle climate change. One of those things is reducing our emissions. So we try to use more energy efficient materials, use fewer inputs. We're an organic farm, so in our case we don't use nitrogen fertilizer, which is actually one of the biggest sources of greenhouse gases from farming. We also try to do things that will actually absorb carbon from the atmosphere. That's something that's really important and something that farming can do that most other kind of economic sectors can't do. So by growing food, we can actually suck carbon into the soil and encourage tree regrowth, these sorts of things. And then the third thing that we do on our farm is actually a lot of education to help people, especially kids, understand how their food is grown and what the relationship is between food choices and the natural environment, the ecosystem, our climate.
And sorry, Eric, I should have introduced you, but what farm are you from?
So our farm is called Root Radical CSA. It's a community shared agriculture farm. That means we grow food for about 250 households in Kingston and the surrounding area. And our focus is really on seasonal vegetables. So we grow and distribute vegetables for about 24 weeks. We distribute them during the growing season.
Well, thank you so much. And Becky, tell me a bit about your farm and what you guys are doing towards mitigating or climate change.
So along with my husband Mark and our two boys Mitchell and Ben, we raise grass-finished beef, we pastured poultry and pork, we do free-range eggs, honey, and we grow cut flowers. And similar to Eric and how he farms, we're looking at building the soil, and the healthier the soil, the healthier the plants, the healthier the animals. So we, differently than Eric, we incorporate livestock into rejuvenating the soil on our farm.
Well, and this is Maple Ridge Farms, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And so I think this is this word of regeneration, or tell me a bit about, I think the importance of, because a lot of farms are different, right? They can have different pieces, but why it's important to pay attention to the different animals or plants, and that's kind of what it's about, right? To get things working with each other, supporting each other.
That's right. So the animals on our farm, we try to harness their superpowers. So each of our animals, they're hardwired to do things that they love. And I think it's that balance of doing the things that they love while also working to build and nurture the soil. The soil is the most important thing on our farm. So for example, cows, they love to be on the move and love to be grazing. So we move them to new pasture every day. They act as huge lawnmowers. Yeah. And while they're doing what they love to do, which is eat the grass, they are also fertilizing the grass. We move them to the next pasture. That pasture rests, regenerates, gathers carbon, and the chickens come in behind, and their superpower is to fluff the grass and looking for bugs and all sorts of things. So they disturb that thatch that's in the ground, opening up crowns for the sunlight to get in and those smaller plants to grow. And they also love to decimate the cowplops, yeah. Which breaks it up and allows that fertility to sink into the soil at a much easier, quicker rate. The pigs, they love to till, so they love their nose to be in the soil, so we use them as natural tillers to restore old, tired pastures. And then we plant those fields with cover crops to, again, different plants add different nutrients to the soil, and then we use the cows to graze those. So all of the animals are working together to fertilize and to build the soil.